Now, there is a shocking reason why the Orange Democratic Movement Party leader, Oburu Odinga, boycotted a rally in Nyak constituency that was organized by the ODM National Chairperson Gladys Wanga and the Cabinet Secretary Treasury John Mbadi. There is a reason. Many people are questioning why it happened. Many people are reading so much into that. But I'm gonna explain to you the reason why I did not attend that meeting. Neither did he even bother to send an apology, and his seat remained there vacant the whole time till the rally ended. But before that, if you are new here, kindly consider subscribing, liking and sharing our content. Hit the notification bell so that you can be receiving notifications each and every time we bring you a new content. Now, there is a fight called the fight within Orange Democratic Movement's Linda ground. And the fight is revolving around the 12 billion shillings that ODM is demanding from the Treasury. We understand that that money, it was a case that was, was started by the Siaya governor, James Orengo. It has been, and even the court allowed, or rather authorized ODM to be paid that 12 billion shillings. And John Mbadi is the cabinet secretary, treasury. So he's the one who authorizes the issuance of that money, is the one, who allows the money to be released. So according to reports we are receiving, John Mbadi wants to be in charge of ODM by the time the 12 billion shillings will be remitted to ODM party. That explains the reason why John Mbadi wants Oburu Odinga to be, to be fired from ODM's party leadership role, so that he can take that role to oversee, how that money is gonna be used in ODM. And I'm informed that the 12 billion shillings is not necessarily for the party. It is for the Odinga family, because, Raila Odinga was operating ODM as a personal property. And in fact, some of his personal income is accumulated in that 12 billion shillings. But now, John Mbadi wants to inherit the money from the Odinga family. So while in Mombasa retreat, we saw John Mbadi saying that ODM, to be serious going forward, it needs to have a party leader who will act as a backup, such that when Oburu Odinga is not around, that person will take over. That is the reason why Oburu Odinga is unhappy, because he knows John Mbadi wants to take his position so that it can reach, it can have an access to the 12 billion funds of ODM that Raila Odinga worked so much to build. Worked so much to build such a strong party, worked so much to fight for. In fact, that case started even when Raila Odinga was alive. Yeah. So there are many situations, there are many things that are happening in ODM Linda ground. But before I delve further into those situations, I want to let you know that Gladys Wanga, who is the governor of Homa Bay, and John Mbadi, these two, they have the same goal. They want to, come together and see how to swindle the 12 billion shillings once it's remitted. That is the reason why you see Gladys Wanga is overworking. Gladys Wanga is overworking specifically for ODM party. It's not that he because he's the national chairperson or what. She's working so much for ODM. And you've seen lately, John Mbadi is on top of his vehicle, campaigning, talking about ODM, saying this and this, saying is the presidential aspirant in 2022, trying to say that Raila Odinga is dead and people should move on, trying to pull the sympathy card from the people, such that when he mentions that he wants to lead the party because he wants the ODM to flourish, people will not be against it. And to some extension, I can say that John Mbadi is the reason why the 12 billion shillings have not been remitted to ODM, because he wants the money to be remitted by the time he is the party leader of ODM. Now, there are various situations that are happening, which I'll use as case study to explain to you what is happening and why John Mbadi is so much obsessed with the 12 billion shillings. Let me start with the recent thing that happened. From the Mombasa thing, we saw John Mbadi had attacked the Odinga family so much, saying that ODM is not Odinga property.
It does not belong to a family. You know, we have a party where someone, because she is sister of a party leader, she thinks she can also order us around. You cannot. We have supported this party. I know Baba has been a very solid leader. We must now manage the transition. Baba is no more. This is post-Raila era. We must be candid, we must be forthright, and we must chart our way forward. You cannot keep us back. Baba said this. Baba did not say this. Where is that Baba now to give us the evidence whether he said or he did not say?
That is what he said. And therefore he said, ODM party, for it to flourish, it should separate itself from Odinga family, such that it remains an independent entity, an independent party. He further said he warned Ruth Odinga. Actually, Ruth Odinga was there. So he started a fight with Ruth Odinga, saying that Ruth Odinga, in as much as he did not mention her name directly, but Ruth Odinga was the only Odinga who was there in Mombasa retail. So he said that someone feels so entitled that she is the sister to Raila Odinga, therefore she can command us and make decisions as she wants. But ODM is not part of the Odinga family. That is what he said. Apart from saying that he wants to take Oburu Oginga's position. So this brought a lot of issues when Odinga clapped back at some point later, where she told Mbadi that he can inherit everything Raila Odinga built, but he cannot inherit the supporters of Raila Odinga. That statement alone, it tells you that Ruth Odinga knows that Mbadi is aiming to take over what Raila Odinga built so much, and even Oburu Oginga knows the same thing, and that is why Oburu Odinga wants to protect the Odinga family, wants to protect the Raila Odinga family. He has taken his party, yeah, he's getting salaries and stuff, but then he will not allow Raila Odinga's widow and his children to be suffering, yet John Mbadi wants to take the 12 billion shillings. Yeah? That explains the reason why John Mbadi is fighting with the Odinga family. While in Kisii, during the funeral service of the mother of the late mother to Senator Kisii Richard Onyonka, Winnie Odinga said that the cabinet secretary treasury should know what he is doing, and even pointed out the incompetency of John Mbadi.
To finish, the National Treasury is not a political office. The National Treasury of the Republic of Kenya is not a personal office. The National Treasury of the economy, of the largest economy in East and Central Africa, is not a platform for you to abuse us and talk to us however you want. That is where we carry our economy. Kazi ya hiyo ofisi, unajua kazi ya hiyo ofisi? Ni kulinda, how would you say it? Ni kulinda thamani ya pesa ya wananchi. Who said wajaluo wajui Swahili? Umesikia? That is the work of that office. And therefore, as public servants, I think we need to take a little step in how we treat each other, how we talk to people. We need to pay more attention to the people on the ground. We need to listen.
So John Mbadi equally clapped back, telling Winnie that she should seek an elective position first before advising him.
You are trying to advise me how to be a minister for finance. You can't. You have no capacity to advise me. I have been chairman of ODM under Raila Odinga for 10 years. It's not a mean achievement. I have been minority leader for 5 years. It's not a mean achievement. I am now minister for 2 years. It's not a mean achievement. I was assistant minister in the office of the prime minister. It's not a mean achievement. You can't come from nowhere to start advising me. First seek an elective position, be elected, and then people will start also.
You see, John Mbadi has picked a fight with the Odinga family, and he's not sparing anyone. This because he wants to kick them out, maybe of the vicinity from ODM, such that by the time he takes the role of the leadership of ODM, he'll be able to squander that money without anyone questioning. Another thing, it explains the reason why John Mbadi lately has been talking so much about ODM, talking so much about bringing people together, saying that ODM is not should not be led from one party, such that a party leader should come from this end, the other deputy party leader should come from the other end. It is because he is aiming the 12 billion shillings, and this one is bringing issues in ODM Linda ground. Oburu Odinga is not happy about it. You saw Ida Odinga equally telling Mbadi that even him at some point he will die, and even said that the spirit of Raila Odinga still is with the Kenyans and also is present, because Raila Odinga is talked so much about even after he died, and that makes him be part of the living dead. That is not an easy statement. That is not a light statement. That is a very heavy statement, projected using literature. But I don't know whether John Mbadi had the same thing. So that is the sole reason why yesterday, in a meeting where John Mbadi, Gladys Wanga organized a rally in Nyak constituency, Oburu Odinga saw it wise not to attend, because he knows that the two, Gladys Wanga and John Mbadi, they want to take over the 12 billion shillings that Raila Odinga, the brother to him, had worked so much, had worked so much to get. I don't know what you think. You have your comment down there. Kindly you can write in the comment section. And equally, if you're new here, consider subscribing, liking and sharing our content. Hit the notification bell so that you can be receiving notifications each and every time we bring you a new content.